So, welcome back to week 1 of Guess Who version 2. We have a lot of our features implemented and a lot of the game working thus far, though there are still a few bugs that we need to fix and a few features that we want to implement.
So first we're going to walk you through the GUI. So the first thing you'll notice in the top left-hand corner is the IP address field. So you can either enter an IP address or a host name, as with the Linux computers or the Linux Lab computers. And then you're also going to be able to choose a card set and the number of cards. We're going to set the default of those to be emojis and 16 cards, but there are other options and you can also import your own set of cards. So once you've decided what you want to do, you can click Start Game, and that'll enable your connection with the other player. Once you enable the connection, you're going to be able to view your deck of cards, which is on the right-hand side of the screen, and then you're also going to be able to start chatting with the other player.
For example, I want to tell Elizabeth hello. So I can.
And then I can respond back, hello.
So one interesting feature about our input box is that you do have to actually click send to send. There is no enter to send, but that is because you can input some text, press enter, and enter new lines. Another thing you can do is wrap the text. So that way nothing falls off of the pane that you're typing on.
So to the left of the chat box, you'll notice another picture, one of the emojis from your card deck, and it says your image. So this is your profile image. This is the image that you're going to be answering questions based off of when you receive them from the other user. These are also the images that are going to be used to compare whenever player 2 decides to make a guess. So if the images match, the guess is correct. If the images do not match, then there is a penalty that is incurred, which is a 2-question penalty.
Mm-hmm. Instead of in the original game where you would just lose the game. A feature that we've decided to get rid of from our original idea was the favorites feature, but we are still implementing crossing out. In the original game, you would just fold over the little card that represented that character. So in this, we're going to double click and hide the image if you don't think it's the correct image anymore because a question ruled it out. For example, if I ask, is your face red? And Elizabeth says no, then I would cross out the angry red face.
So you'll notice we still do currently have the buttons, but those will slowly be going away in our next version of the code. Another thing is you'll notice within the chat box that there's the text your turn. So that's indicating that it's your turn to ask a question. Whenever it's the other person's turn to ask a question, it will say their turn. And then at the bottom of the chat box is the buttons yes or no. Those will flip between yes and no and is question. So if you click the is question checkbox and it's your turn, then that means you've asked a question. The other player will only get to answer yes or no. They can't actually input any other text until they respond that way, and then it'll flip to their turn. So that way we can keep the game going so that the same user can't ask multiple questions in a row, thus cheating in a way.
So this creates fairness in the game that just text alone does not lend itself to. And that's all the features that we have so far. One bug that we do have right now, though, is the fact that the card sets between 2 players are not synced, but that will be fixed in the coming days. Okay. Thanks for tuning in.